Welcome to Three Random Monkeys. I'm Dana, and behind that camera
is Bill.
New
toy.
And today it's New Guitar Day, NGD. We have a Firefly Super FFST. So it's basically a super strat. This is a $169.97 guitar that looks identical to possibly a Sur Modern, which is a $4,000 guitar. And anyhow, we are unboxing this today to see what one of these things is like. Now, if you've watched any of our videos, we've been kind of hit or miss with some of these guitars, whether they're functional out of the box, piece of nature wasting styrofoam.
Woohoo! There's a guitar in there.
And there we go. We've got the world's finest guitar cord, the wiggle stick, and only the finest padding. So I got one in metallic green, or the other option was satin black. And there's nothing more boring than satin black guitars. I mean, it's none more metal, right? But
well, at least you don't get the fingerprints with satin black, or do you?
Probably not. So this guitar,
it looks pretty.
It has a roasted mahogany body, a roasted Canada maple neck, not Canadian, but just Canada, and stainless steel frets, stainless steel ball end frets. Dang.
Is that a good dang, or my God, we're gonna have to do a bunch of work on this?
This is a good dang. I mean, they're rounded, they're smooth. There is nothing. If I was to do the little nylon sock thing, but it's roasted maple neck, stainless steel frets, bone nut.
Is it bound? That looks like binding.
Yep, it is bound.
And that's green?
Well, this certainly doesn't look green, does it?
It looks black to me.
This looks satin black. They may have shipped me the wrong.
Well, looks like you're going to be metal now if you want to, whether you want to or not.
They have customized humbuckers, so I don't know what that means. I assume that that's probably more high output. It has a premium Korea bridge.
Whatever that means. Made in Korea bridge?
But it's truss rod adjustment is right there, which is awesome. It has feels like a thin C. In fact, it's thinner than the thin C Warmoth necks.
Crazy.
But yeah, it's not green. It is, they screwed again. Mahogany body.
What's this action here there? Looks like some...
Oh yeah, there was some spooge. It's
is it
glue.
Spooge, or is
it's glue.
Is it glue?
Yeah, it rubs
okay,
off.
I thought it was chipped or something.
But it's some residue that is rubbing off. So a little QC for $169. You'd think the quality control would be a lot higher.
Hey, I'll take some glue for $169.
As far as a fingerprint magnet is concerned.
Yep, gonna do some fingerprints.
Now here's the other thing that is unexpected in a guitar of this price: locking tuners.
Woohoo!
Yep.
So what's your first impression?
First impression is...
impressed or depressed?
No, I'm very impressed.
Plug it in real quick and let's see if it makes noise. What is that?
I have no idea.
That is the brightest high E I've ever heard. Houston, we have a problem.
Yep, the high E string got caught under one of the fret
Under
ends.
the frets? Oh, okay.
Can't feel any edges, so that's very surprising.
So did you figure out what the E string was catching on?
Yep, it's got a little bit of a lip. You can get a fingernail underneath the end of the fret. It's lifted a little bit, both the 4th and the 5th fret right here. Now it's lifted, but according to a fret rocker.
Fancy tool, a fret rocker.
Yeah.
And what does that show you?
It shows you a high fret. Like right now, the fret isn't rocking. So the first 3 frets are fine. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are fine. And there, we got...
Is that the one you want to smack?
Yep, we're going to want to...
With your BFH?
Yep, it's actually a little fretting hammer, but I don't want this. I don't want the string catching.
Yeah,
got an
that's
aggressive
bad.
playing style, strumming style, and I don't want the string catching on there.
Makes sense to me. Hey, show the truss rod tool that you got with it.
All right.
Since you actually did get a tool, even if it is just a chrome bar.
Yep, it's just
and
a chrome
that
bar,
goes
and it fits
into the wheel.
Yep, and then you can.
And then you can tighten or loosen.
Yep.
So what are we doing here?
Well, this has a push-pull. The tone knob has a push-pull single coil split. And
so what are you thinking? It's...
Well, I don't know if it's intended to be... Oh, we have...
The wire off?
We got a loose wire.
Oh, that's happened before too on the SG clone.
Yep, the SG clone had a bad wire.
Looks like a shitty solder job too. Of course, I'm not an electronical guy, but... So since you think that the push-pull's only working on the neck, maybe that's the wire to the bridge.
Yeah, if we traced it, we could see exactly where it goes. Because here's the neck. Here's all the string. Yeah, so the bridge pickup is this red cable, and that green, this loose green one is part of the bridge.
So maybe that's what's going on.
That certainly looks like that's what's going on.
So that was a good call. Looking into that. He's a genius. Well, fire up your soldering iron, or turn it on and just connect it. See what happens.
Oh, that makes a big difference.
We're going to fix that wire. And by we, I mean you.
All right, theoretically we are.
Let's get a closer look at that beautiful soldering job you just did.
Think I could get a job at Firefly?
I think so. No training required.
Yeah, this is the second. All right, I'll put this back together again and fire it up and see if it makes any difference.
Okay.
Pull up, it should be...
So it's backwards, you're saying?
I believe it is. When you pull up,
it should split.
It should split, but instead...
It's when you push down.
When you push down.
And the bridge pickup sounds like it's in single coil all the time now.
Yep.
Or it was already, too.
It was already, yeah.
So apparently the soldering did not help.
Soldering did not help. I'm not quite sure where it... Oh.
Is there more?
Well, there's a number of pins. Let's see if I can get this undone. White and the green are the coil split. They came undone from somewhere. This leg right there, that's where it popped off.
Did it stick?
It stuck.
Woohoo!
All right, I'm gonna play this before putting it back together.
So did that work?
That worked. It still is odd is that in split coil mode, the
knob is up.
The knob is pushed in.
Oh, it's pushed
and
in.
And it should be in every other guitar that I have that has split coil like that. You pull up to split and down is normal. Well, this one, it seems to be wired backwards. So when you pull it up, it's in humbucker mode, and when you push it down, it's in split coil mode. But holy crap, in humbucker mode,
made a big difference.
Yeah, that bridge pickup is metal heaven.
Let me get this going. Okay, what are we doing now?
Well, this is a keeper after the troubleshooting phase. So I like Schaller/Fender strap locks. So I'm going to
install the strap lock.
Yep. So typically, the existing screw that comes with, hey, it's actually going to work in this case. So I can reuse.
Oh, so it's just a matter of switching it out.
Yeah, oftentimes the screws are too big and they won't. You have to have this depression there because that's what the strap lock clicks into. And oftentimes the screw will be sticking out and preventing that from happening, but the fact that I can reuse the existing screw, more power to me. Firefly Super FFST bridge, humbucker mode. BC Rich with DiMarzio deactivator pickups. The BC Rich Mockingbird with EMG active pickups. Final thoughts on this Firefly Super FFST. Things that I liked about it is the roasted maple neck, stainless steel frets, locking tuners. The fret work is really, really nice. The truss rod adjustment wheel, that's pretty sweet. The pickups on this are phenomenal. Out of all the guitars I own, when it comes to metal, this one is probably in the top 3. The fit and finish, the binding was really, really good, and it seemed like it should have been knocking it out of the park for a $169 guitar, but quality control was missing. 2 of the wires for one of the pickups wasn't even soldered down, the broke or whatever, and there's a coil split, and it's apparently wired backwards, where in the up position it's in humbucker mode, and in the down position it is single coil mode, split coil, which is just backwards. There were the 4th and the 5th fret had just a little raised little lift to them, where the high E string could get caught if I strummed aggressively, and a little judicious tapping with a fret hammer has fixed that problem. But it is, I mean, you can say, what do you expect for $169? You would expect the pickups to work, but since doing a setup, putting fresh strings on there, doing a setup, soldering the 2 wires to the appropriate post, it plays great. It has a 14-inch radius, which is nice and fast. And for this, obviously leaning towards the metal shredder kind of aesthetic, it's surprising that it has 22 frets instead of 24 frets, which one would normally expect. Now, another thing I don't like is that they shipped me the wrong color. I ordered the metallic green one, and they sent me the flat black. And flat black is pretty boring, but the binding in the body wood is nice, and it looks a lot like my Ibanez Prestige, same kind of aesthetic. Now, we've ordered 4 Firefly guitars and had problems with 3 of them. The only one that we didn't have a problem with was the FF338, which is the ES335 clone. That thing, everything about it was great. And we got the SG copy, which had a busted wire that we had to solder. And we got one of their basses, and the bass was completely unplayable out of the box. The bridge was, all the saddles were way too low. The neck was, there was no relief in it whatsoever. I mean, it needed a complete setup, but it wasn't, you know, most guitars when you buy them, you know, you can tune them up and muddle through, you know, a test drive. But this one was a failure, and 2 of the other ones were failures, and there was 1 good one. So that's, your mileage may vary, but for the construction, you know, I don't mind working on guitars, and for $169, I might be willing to work on them more, I guess. But I'm keeping this one. You know, I could have sent it back, but I like it. I like the sound. The tone is phenomenal. The playability is great. Fit and finish is great, and I think it's a stellar guitar for $169 plus shipping.